and shall not be found. He shall be chased away as a vision of the night. I also, which have seen him, shall see him no more, neither shall his place behold him anymore. That's the judgment coming up onto you, Edomites, right? Now let me flick down. I'm gonna go to the last bit and bring out that point I was making about them ICBMs, and then we go back into that topic that I was doing, man. And then I got about half an hour on that. Do that topic for about 30 minutes, and then call it a day, man. Okay, so this is Job, the 20th chapter and the 25th verse. It says, and it is drawn, and it cometh out of the body, yea, the glittering sword cometh out of the gold, terrors are upon him. So, what we were seeing within the book of Isaiah, the 13th chapter, was this: the Most High summoning them up, them different spirits, and them different nations, and rousing them up to do what? To come up against Babylon, man. They're going to come up against Babylon, all right? And what you're seeing here is the manifestation of that. So you got it to where the Chinese is developing their ICBMs, the Russians developing their ICBMs, the Iranians want to develop them ICBMs, and for all we know by way of South Korea, they already got one. Okay, so what's that? That's talking about this, man. Terrors are upon it, man. Now in the moment when the button is pressed, man, you damn straight the terror is gonna be upon it. But see, here's the thing: the elite banking families, they already set it up to where they got bunkers, all right. They got an escape plan, all right. And for the vast majority of it, they're not gonna be in Babylon, all right. Even though they rule Babylon, okay, they're not necessarily gonna live there, all right. So you got into where the elite banking families will pull the strings, and for the most part, the Rothschilds deal in England, man. They be pulling the strings from countries away, man. Right, so when that devastation falls upon them, terrorists are gonna be upon them. Gonna be like, yo, shit, we actually did that, because they're trying to orchestrate it, but it's just gonna so blow out of proportion so much, all right, that there ain't gonna be no way for them to escape, and then ultimately they're gonna serve their judgment, because by way of the book of Psalms it says, to bind their nobles with fetters of iron, all right, and to bind their kings, man. That's what it talks about, you elite banking families, man. So the elite banking families are actually going to escape the judgment that's going before the vast majority of these peons, man. Right? But what's going to happen to them is this: they're going to be the first fruits of captivity as pursuant to what the Bible speaks about, man. Okay? So carry on with this. It says, all darkness are hidden in secret places, all right? A fire not blown shall consume it. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. All right, so what does that allude to? So everyone that's going to be left in his tabernacle, going to be left in Babylon, is going to be ill with them. All right, but it's going to be evil. See, that's just a quick death. For the rest of the elite banking families that make it out there, oh man, it's going to be terrible for you, man. Oh man, it's going to be terrible for you. We're going to do judgment for 1,000 years. And the scripture talks about double, of which when you go to that word double, it doesn't necessarily mean twice as much. It means more. You got certain brothers that might give you 3 times more, man. Because they're going to be the nice ones, because most brothers going to give you like 7 times more, man. Right? 7 times more hell than you put upon us, because you touched the apple of the Most High's eyes, pursuant to the book of Zechariah, the 2nd chapter and the 8th verse, man. Right? It says, and heaven shall reveal his iniquity. Now, what's heaven? You got heaven, the Shemayim, the skies, right? It's going to reveal his iniquities by way of 2 things, right? Isaiah the 24th chapter talks about how the earth's going to roll to and fro, okay? Right? And the sun's not going to allow its light to shine, right? Well, does that mean there's going to be an off button for the light? For the light of the sun? No, that means to say, when his wickedness is revealed, but when the heavens reveal his iniquity, you're going to look up to the sky, and you're going to see the smoke of the dust of America burning, and you're going to realize, damn, that's the wickedness that this place had. That's what you're going to realize. Because you're going to look up into the sky, and you ain't going to have no sun. But see, as for the men of the Lord, as that's happening, you're already out of it, man. So you don't have to worry about no nuclear winter. You don't have to worry about no what you gonna do in the time when the road is upon this place, man. Because you ain't gonna have to live through that. All right, we're gonna come back and we establish an order, a real new world order, and that's gonna be established forever. And I'm gonna get that. That'll be the next precept I get when I get my sword back out, man. That's gonna be in the book of Daniel, the 2nd chapter, on the 44th verse, where it talks about how he's gonna, I won't spoil it, I won't spoil it. All right. The heavens shall reveal his iniquity, right, and the earth shall rise up against him. It says the increase of his house shall depart, right? So the increase of his house, right? Where they rob the oil from this country, rob the gold from that country, rob the silver from that country. That's his increase. But it's been gotten. He got that increase by ill means, man. Right? That's gonna flow away. How's his increase gonna flow away when those ICBMs come? Boom, right? Not all of his riches up. Okay, and you can read about that because 2 Peter is the 3rd chapter. All right, it talks about how the elements shall melt with a fervent heat, man. A fervent heat. All right. Hey man, you gotta go into them nitty-gritty words like that. It's a fervent heat, man. You have a woman, you got a fervent heat for her, man. That ain't no regular heat, man. That's that fervent heat, and that's what the Most High is fitting to bring upon this place. He's gonna bring that fervent ICBM heat, man. That's what he's gonna bring to these people. That's their judgment. All right, to where he said they ain't gonna be not left one stone upon another, man. They ain't gonna be thrown down. Hey. All right, it says the increase of his house shall depart away, his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath. It says this is the portion of a wicked man, right, from the Most High, and his heritage appointed unto him by the Most High. Right, so that's the heritage appointed unto this geezer, this man, right, by way of the Most High. And I'm gonna get back into that topic I was getting into, and I'll start off with the book of Daniel, the 2nd chapter on the 44th verse. And I just whiz through certain precepts touching Jake being raised up. All right, it's touching these different nations. Pretty much, I might not get to the precepts, but I'll read the, Isaiah 2 and Micah, the 4th chapter. All right, when we go back into Daniel, the 2nd chapter on the 44th verse. Right, it's the book of Daniel 2 on 44. Alright, so Daniel 2 and 44, it says, and in the days of these kings, okay, what kings? The Rothschilds, right? The Rockefellers, right? The DuPonts, alright? All of these so-called elite banking families, alright, that are worth trillions and trillions of dollars, that are the actual rich, alright? Because Floyd Mayweather is not actually rich. He's got money, but he's not rich, okay? He still deals in the realms of debt. Now, what's the thing with debt? Debt is the currency of slaves, man. Why? Because the kings and the noblemen kings and their noblemen, which they're not noble, the noble people, the so-called noble people deserve a bunch of peons, man. They're base creatures, man. Right? The Most High liken them unto, Job likened them unto base animals, man. And he wouldn't even have them set with the dogs of his flock, man. Okay? Because they'll probably do some wickedness with the dog, man. Okay, you gotta, when you around these, you around, really when you go to so-called college and you're around these Edomites, man, all right, then you will know what Job was talking about when he said he wouldn't have them set with the dogs of his flock, man. Because these Edomites are some vile creatures, man. All right, they're some vile creatures, man. All right, and it makes sense that they were made to be destroyed complete, man. Because there's no other nation than these Edomite women are nasty. Okay, now they have their purpose, all right, in righteousness, but when they doing their wickedness, man, you don't even want to hear about that stuff, man. Gang bangs and all of that kind of stuff, and orgies and all of that. That's wickedness, all right. And as for the men, they're a bunch of, they're a bunch of, I'm gonna choose my words, they're a bunch of abominable filth, man. Right? Let's use that term for those, and he who have the ear understand, perceive what I'm talking about. All right. It says in the days of these kings, right, the power of heaven, Yahweh, shall set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. So the so-called new establishing, newer world order, the Most High is going to establish, it shall never be destroyed, man. Okay, let's read on and see what it's going to say. It shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people. So it's not going to be left to other people. So you ain't going to have it to where you got Edomites employees, man. They ain't going to be there working their way up to be the top dogs, man. Okay? Because that's just not going to happen. First and foremost, Edomites is going to be completely destroyed. They're going to be completely eradicated. But you ain't going to have it to where the other nations are going to be amidst there, and they're going to be living and getting up within that society. The scripture says it ain't going to be left to other people, man. So that means to say what? That means to say when the Lord establishes that, the Lord establishes the 12 tribes of Israel, the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, they're going to be on this level, and the rest of the nations are going to be way down there. Okay? They're going to be slaves, so you can understand. All right? It says, the Most High shall set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. All right? and shall not be left to other people, but they shall break in pieces, right? Now when it says break in pieces, now you really gotta, when you read these scriptures, you gotta link up things, man. For instance, in theater, in theaters, right, and movies, you have a technique called foreshadowing, all right? And you also know you have visions, right? So Daniel saw the dream, right, of the Nebu statue being what? Being destroyed, okay? Right? That was the foreshadowing or the vision of what was going to happen, or you got certain symbolic scenes that you're gonna have in the movie, all right? You got certain scenes that are symbolic, but see, Daniel saw the Nebu statue being destroyed, man. All right, which is exactly what it's talking about right here, man. It's how we're gonna break in pieces this remnant of this kingdom, man, because really the peak is we left the damn peak in the 70s, where you had the good music and people, one man support his whole family, right? They with one paycheck, woman stays at home, all of that. Now you got to where both women and man are working, kids got to work too, and all that kind of madness, man. Right, so the peak is done been left, so the remnant of this kingdom is going to be broken in pieces, man. All right, it says it shall break in pieces and consume all of these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. So we gonna stand forever, man. And that links in directly with what the precepts I was going to before the rain interrupted me. All right. Within the book of Isaiah, that book of Ezekiel, I might do a separate thing on that. One of these 2 days, I'll see how the Spirit does it, but I might do a separate thing on that. A nice documentary with, maybe with some imagery of certain things that we're gonna be getting into within the kingdom of the Most High. All right. Because Jake likes to live it all right, but see, you actually gonna get to do that when the Most High establishes the kingdom of the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans. You can't do that out here with this devil. You can't have a joint. Scripture talks about though they go hand in hand, the wicked shall not altogether go unpunished, man. That's what the scripture says. So you're trying to be buddy with Esau and all of that, man. That's just not gonna flow for you, man. They ain't gonna end well for you, man. All right. So pretty much, man, you're seeing the Most High separating out these different nations and putting people over there and all of that, man. And ultimately, what's going to happen is Jake's going to be set up on high and these heathens on low. Okay. Isaiah, the 2nd chapter, 3rd verse, it says, "And many people shall go to and say, Come ye, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, right, and to the house of the Most High, the power of Jacob, and he will teach us his ways." So now you got the establishment that we've read about within the book of Daniel, the 2nd chapter on the 44th verse. Now you're gonna have it to where those nations gonna have to what? Deal in terms of commerce. So what period of time is this talking about? This talking about after they have served their long stint, right, of judgment, man. And once they've done that, they're gonna have to do what? They're gonna want to be dealing, man. They're gonna want to learn the laws, but they ain't gonna be able to keep them because what? Because that's not their lot. That's not their role to play. They're made to play the role of what? Of playing the heathens, man. People of whom we gotta rule over. All right? How can you have a king with no subjects, man? So they're gonna be our subjects, and we're gonna be teaching them the laws. That's why the scripture says here in the book of Isaiah 2 and 3, it says, "And many people shall go and say, Come ye, let us go up to the mountains of the Lord, to the house of the Most High, the power of Jacob, and he shall teach us his ways, and we shall walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall come forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem." Okay, it says, "And he shall judge among all the nation and rebuke many people, and they shall be," right? And this is talking about the so-called time of peace, because we're gonna get actual King Solomon gonna be in power, man. In that time, man, he's gonna establish a peace, but that peace cannot exist with Esau existing. Okay, those two things can't coexist. All right. It says, "And he shall judge amongst the nation; they shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares." Which is this is what we're reading here is going to be the opposite to what it says in the book of Joel, where it says right now they're beating their plowshares into swords, right, and they're pruning hooks into spears and all of that, man. Because now people are preparing for that time of war, man. All right, you got these different nations getting into all their inventory, right? Send up their so-called military infantry to get into that place, to get to that point where they're gonna be comfortable and go head to head against each other, man. What kind of investment towards what? Towards military advancement. But now you're gonna have it to where they ain't gonna be learning war anymore. They're gonna be like, look, we ain't gonna, because we ain't gonna allow that in our kingdom, man. Right? We going even on a deeper level. The scripture says how lions gonna eat grass within our kingdom. Now, whether that's literal, that's not for me to say. I don't know, right? But it sounds like it's, for me, from my standpoint, I believe that's what's gonna happen, man. Now, I can't tell you, indefinitely and just read it for the words that it says, because the scripture does, you can't take things. The scripture does talk about how you're gonna break certain things down, but certain things are just, face value. For instance, a bone. If a man says he got himself a bone, he might have been talking about someone from his own nation, man. But it might have been a literal bone, man. Okay, so that could just be indicative of they're gonna be in a peaceable state when the Lord establishes Israel. Okay. And it says, hey, that's the question I have to ask one of the older brothers, man. All right? It says, hey, and he shall judge amongst the nation, they shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, right, and their spears into pruning hooks, and shall not lift up sword against one another, neither shall they learn with war any more. O house of Jacob, come ye, and let us walk in the light of the Most High. Right? Now let's jump to Micah, the 4th chapter, and then call it a day on that. Alright, so it's gonna be in the book of Micah. Yeah, that's alright. So I'm gonna touch a few precepts in this, read the vast majority of this, but it's talking about this, same theme, alright, just said differently. Alright, so Micah 4:1. In the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of Israel shall be established in the top of the mountain, and it shall be exalted, right, and people shall flow to it. All right, quote that comes to mind is Revelations, where it talks about how our kingdoms, our doors, our gates are not going to be or what you call it, they ain't going to be our gates is going to be open continually, because you're going to have to get the forces of the heathen, right, moving through there. So you got certain heathen that have resources within the land that we give them, right, to maintain. It'll still be our land, but they're gonna maintain it, because I'm not lifting a finger, man. I ain't feeling to go out there and garden, plant gardens. See, that's the beauty of what the Most High is gonna set up. See, all that Jake is into right now, you gotta get your hands dirty. You gotta put in work. All right, you gotta put in work. Like in a company, you're gonna have the guys at the bottom, all right, that are actually doing the work. You got their managers, and you got the directors, man. The directors just gives orders, man. Okay, and in the kingdom, the Most High is going to allow us to have the pleasure, all right, to understand the pleasure, or just giving orders to where you might have a beautiful, you've never done no garden in your life, and you might have a beautiful garden these heathens done did for you because you gave that order. Therefore, the honor goes to you, right? The Most High allowed us to enjoy that within this society, and He ain't going to allow us to enjoy that in this society. But when the Most High sets us up on high, in fact, the scriptures, I will quote it for exact word for word. Right, it says, and established in the top of the mountain, and you shall be exalted above the hills. You're going to enjoy the pleasure of dictatorship, man. Right, giving orders, as opposed to, I want a nice garden, so I'm going to go out there and I'm going to get my hands and do it, man. Or I want a nice house, and I'm going to put brick to mortar. Okay, you actually just going to, okay, I want a nice house, I want this, that, and the third. Come back like 6 months because you was, dealing with another issue out there in one of your lands or palaces or whatever, and come back to things done. When one of the brothers comes up to you and say, yo, man, that's nice, you get it on another goddamn bricklayer, because he didn't give the order, he didn't have the power nor the resources. Okay, it says, because he is your resource. All right, it says, and many nations shall come and say, come, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, and the top of the mountain, and learn His ways and in His paths. For the Lord shall go forth of Zion, and the word of the Lord shall from Jerusalem. Okay, and we read the same type of thing from the book of Isaiah, the 2nd chapter, on the 1st verse. That's the same thing that it was saying there. We're gonna have the laws. They ain't gonna impart within our brains at that book of Hebrews, the 8th chapter, on the 8th verse, and they're gonna have to, they're gonna have to live under our rulership, man. We ain't gonna be allowing them to do that wickedness that they be doing. Moab eating cats and Ishmael eating camel and all of that, man. They're gonna have to eat right, man. and if we catch them doing that, we're gonna give unto them the judgment written thereof. You right there, man?
I'm good. I want to hear what you got to say.
Would you believe in God?
I do.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Where you from? Well, you know, where's the accent from? Because you're not from around there.
Different galaxy, man.
You're from a different galaxy. I don't think you are, mate. But I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm gonna ask you some questions because you said you believe in God, okay?
Yeah.
All right. So you got this thing out here, all right, of where different people say Lord's gonna come back, right? Which you must believe. You believe in God, you're gonna believe His Son, right? And His Son's gonna come and save.
I didn't say I believed in religion.
Oh yeah, but they want. That's good. No, that's good. No, that's good. That's a good point. No. You're right. You're right. You're right.
I've seen the face of God.
You're right. You're right.
I've done 11 years in jail.
Right. You're right.
Woken up.
Bro, I'm telling you, you're right. Okay, because religion was set up for one thing. All right, religion was set up for governmental control of people's inherent. Yes, it was. Religion, yes, it was. History proves that. History proves that. What did the Alexandrians? All right, you know about the man so-called Great Alexander. What did they do when they went into Greece? Not Greece, sorry. What did they do? What did they do? What did they do when they went down into Egypt?
They are a higher.
You see, you're avoiding the questions, man. What did the Alexandrians do when they went down into Egypt? When they took down the Egyptians, what did they do?
I'm not talking about specific questions, but all I know.
No. You told me religion was not a systematic thing that is enforced. Okay, so fair enough. Yeah, see, I can't deal with you, man. I can't deal with you, man. I can't deal with you. You're tapped, man.
What was your question? Your question was, do you believe there is a God?
Yes, you said yes. And I asked you.
Started talking about
His Son.
Religion.
No, His Son is not religion.
Then you start talking about Jesus.
Yeah, that's not religion.